Okay, so Colossal, which is the new Anne Hathaway film directed by Nacho Vigalondo, which is a very, very peculiar film. It has been described by many people, not just me, as being Rachel getting married versus Godzilla. It is a film, yeah, exactly. It is a film in which Anne Hathaway is a writer whose work has dried up for complicated reasons. She has turned to alcohol and partying. Dan Stevens is her boyfriend, who basically shows her the door, says, "I can't do it anymore. You are a mess. You are an absolute mess." She decides to go back home to her hometown where there is a vacant parents' home that she can stay in because she has no money and effectively no life. And when she is there, she bumps into Oscar, a childhood friend played by Jason Sudeikis, who is now running the local bar. She decides that, okay, this is what I'll do. He offers her a job. She takes up the job. And unfortunately, the local bar and the job in it and hanging out afterwards with all the other guys from the local bar means that the drinking increases and the potential for social embarrassment carries on. Here's a clip.
So you don't remember anything we talked about last night, huh?
I got really melodramatic, didn't I?
Well, told me that you weren't really on a vacation, that you've been looking for a job for a year, and you've been living with your boyfriend, Tim, and didn't work out. And since you didn't have any money, you decided to move back here for a little while. For the record, I figured out that you were broke on my own, so you don't have to feel bad about it.
Oh, well, congratulations. Is there anything else?
I told you that if you wanted to give me a hand at the bar, you're more than welcome. Make a little money while you were staying here.
What did I say?
You said yes. Yeah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have asked you when you were drunk. That's bad timing by me.
No,
we were just talking about stuff.
It's such a nice thing to do, but, I mean, do you need help at the bar?
If this mess keeps going on, yeah, I'll definitely need help at the bar. People got to drink.
Okay, so far, so quirky American indie comedy. Have you got any idea where this is going?
Well, I'm trying to work out where the monster bit comes.
Exactly. One morning, stumbling home through the playground, wakes up, sees on television that a massive kaiju, a great big lizard creature, as in Pacific Rim, has attacked Seoul, has appeared in Seoul.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. It's on the television. Everyone says it must be a hoax. No, not a hoax. Comes back again a couple of days later. After a while of watching this massive creature on the television and wondering what on earth is going on, Anne Hathaway starts to think, hang about a minute, I am somehow connected with this creature which is wreaking havoc in Seoul, and which weirdly is performing gestures like a head-scratching motion that she does, which makes her think, in some way, that creature is a manifestation of me. What the rest of the film then does is juggles between, on the one hand, this kind of American indie, Noah Baumbach, US comedy, romance stuff about alcoholism and addiction, and weirdly enough, dealing with quite serious subjects like domestic abuse. And on the other hand, a fantasy movie, which is playing out on the other side of the globe, involving massive lizards and giant robots. And it sounds like it sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. And even as I'm telling you this, I can see your face going, I just can't.
Well, you would say this sounds nuts.
But exactly so. And having seen it, I still think this sounds nuts. But you know what? I came out and somebody said, well, that all fell apart. And I said, it's not that it fell apart. What's remarkable is how long it didn't fall apart. What's remarkable is how long it managed to make a giant metaphor about the way in which our destructive behavior, plays out. The way in which when somebody is a drunk, they hurt people without noticing it. The way in which it is possible for people to sit watching things playing out on television and feel completely removed from them. The way in which people can be monsters and monsters can be people. And despite how completely bonkers it sounds, for a surprisingly large amount of the movie, it actually works. It actually conjures a grand metaphor that you think, oh, come on. But it manages to hold it together. And one of the things that impressed me most was there was a moment in it when I just thought, okay, there is a very good reason why I don't like this. There is a reason why I can see coming that the film is going to fall into. And then not only did it not do it, but it directly addressed the problem that I was worrying about. and then manage to do something satirical and funny about it. Now, I'm not saying for 1 minute that the film is going to work for everybody. I am sure that the fact that it's an Anne Hathaway movie will draw a certain number of viewers who literally go, what on earth is going on? But for a film which is basically 28 days, the Sandra Bullock rehab dramedy meets Pacific Rim, what's really surprising about it is that, there's not another film like it in cinemas at the moment. I don't know how long it's going to be in cinemas, being like not another film like it. But on the one hand, you have King Arthur, Daly, He's Not All Right, Legend of the Sword of the Rings, board. And on the other hand, you have Colossal. And I'm telling you, it is a very simple decision. If you want spectacle and humour and something insightful and funny, Colossal is the movie to go and see. Believe me, it's not perfect, and there are moments when the whole thing looks like it's going to fall down, just like the buildings which are being trampled by giant kaiju. But it works for a surprising amount of the time, and it's funny, and it's oddly, the black comedy in it is oddly precise about alcoholism and addiction and abuse in a way which, even as I hear myself saying this to you, the Anne Hathaway Giant Monsters movie is oddly good.